workstation, nothing fancy. Just, oh, that's my bad back. Just a chair, a table. Yeah, I drink lots of water. I used to have snacks on the side, so I would have that later. So this webcam, this is the webcam. This webcam I use it during my training, but while receiving calls I don't use it. But when I'm having meetings with my supervisor or team leads, we use the webcam. So I'm not using it since I don't have any meeting, so I can put that down. So I have two monitors. One monitor to display customer information, the other monitor to yeah, we actually display customer information on the two monitors, but it's the kind of situation whereby you can swipe screens and multitask. So while you're viewing an information here, you can update it on this one. Then I have my keyboard, I have my mouse, I have my headset. This is the mic part of the headset, my CPU. Oh, that's my heat, Asha. So this is just what we are working with at the moment. Okay, yeah, just wanted to show you a background, how comfortable it is. It's not a place where I have to just squeeze myself and work. It's a big table, so yeah, it's very comfortable. Hi guys, so I'm here again. So you have to make sure your work environment is in a serene environment where, you know, no noise, you're comfortable. You can see I'm very much comfortable. There's nothing like maybe something is pushing me, or I'm in a very a very tight spot. Yes, so I'm very comfortable. So the first thing I do, I try to log onto my system on time, to check my network cables, to check that I have network first of all, to check that my mic is working properly. The way I usually check if the mic is working is I just increase and reduce the volume of my system. When I'm hearing that dun, 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 I know that yes, my headset is working properly. Although it's supposed to show me a signal on this side, it's supposed to show me a green and red signal on this side, but sometimes that signal doesn't come up. So that's the best way for me to know if my mic is working. Then once I log onto my system, I log onto my system like 15 minutes or 20 minutes before time. I open all the applications I'm going to use to work. So I open all the applications I used to work, so that it's not when I just put on the phone, that is when what's it called, when a call comes, there's when I'll start rushing to, you know, open all the applications. So the way the phone is, prior to now, I never knew that the phone is inside the computer. Actually, I thought it was like a phone that I would pick up and receive calls, you know, but the phone is an application in the system. So, and I was even thinking that just the way you receive normal calls, that when it rings you pick it yourself, but this one is auto pick. So once the okay, so I finished logging onto my applications, and the next thing I'm going to do is to check my schedule for the day, because in some organization the break times are fixed. Like I have one 15 minutes break, one 30 minutes break, and one 15 minutes break. Initially I was like, I don't like the way they scatter the break, but it's actually okay for me because it's like a breather. After receiving a number of calls and you go on a break, you know, you receive a number of calls, you go on a break, you receive a number of calls, you go on the third break, so that you're not stressed, you don't sound robotic. You know, so I actually like it. I like the 3 times break, but it goes so fast. By the time you just say, okay, it's time for your break, and you just quickly say, oh, let me go and grab a cup of tea. I've had pancakes already, so when I have that 15 minutes break, I just maybe chew up on biscuits, drink water, or drink juice, or you know, just, you know. So basically, as I was saying, after I finish logging on my application, the next thing I do is to check my schedule, because the break times change every day for my organization. So for example, yesterday, let me open today's schedule. Due to confidentiality, I cannot show you my screen, I'm sorry. Like yesterday, my break time, my first 15 minutes break was 10:30, but today my first 15 minutes break is 11 a.m. My lunch break is 30 minutes. Yesterday it was 1:30. Today is also 1:30. Yesterday my last 15 minutes break was 3:30, and today it's 3:45. So the 2 15 minutes break are paid for. So, and you have to, whenever you're going on break, you have to log into a different, like right now my phone, it's not yet time to, I've not logged into my phone, but when it's time, I'm supposed to resume by 9, and this is 8:45. So when it's 9, I'm supposed to put my phone on ready. The application, I'm supposed to put the application on ready so calls can come in. But when I'm leaving the application, when I'm going on break, there's something we call an auxiliary. So I have to change my status from ready to the break auxiliary. We have a code for it. So I change my status from ready to the break auxiliary, and the time starts counting 15 minutes. And once it's 15 minutes, I have to change from the break auxiliary to the ready state so that I can receive calls. If you do not change from your break auxiliary to your from your ready state to your break auxiliary, they will not pay you for your break. So you must go for the break. Even if if you actually don't go for a break, you receive a prompt that you've not gone for your break. And to affect your adherence, I will explain all these things in a sit down video, or maybe during my break I'll explain the meaning of adherence, the meaning of, I'll explain some terms in customer service. So you have to change from your ready state to your break auxiliary. And when you're going out of when you're going on lunch, you also go to the lunch auxiliary. In our own situation, we don't have a lunch auxiliary. You just log out of your phone. Like my lunch today is 1:30, so at 1:30 I'll log out of my phone, and by 2 p.m. I will log back into my phone. Then for my last break, which is, like I said, the 2 15-minute breaks are paid for, while the 30-minute break is not paid for. So that's about my schedule. So and I have and the way customer care works is, as the customer is on the phone, there are some things you need to verify. Once you receive a call, there are 3 things in my organization you need to verify. I don't know if it's like that in other organizations, but you need to verify the customer name. 4 things rather. Verify the customer name, verify the customer phone number, verify the customer's email address if they have any, and also verify the customer's physical home address. So that you know that you're speaking with the right person, even if the customer gives you a reservation number. Because sometimes customers call in and they want a certain information from us, so that you don't give a third party customer information. The only third party you can give information is, for example, the company where the person works, and they are able to give you proof that they are the company, or they made the reservation on behalf of, because I work in hospitality, so except they make a reservation on behalf of the employee, and they will give you proof. They can, maybe if they paid with the card, they can tell you the last 4 digits of the card. There's so many means of verifying you're speaking with the right person, right? So after verifying, and the person is giving you either the complaint or the inquiry, you have to create a report. Well, that's why if you're doing any customer service interview, you have to do a typing test, because you have to be very fast in typing, especially remote jobs like this. So as the customer is giving you the complaint, you're typing a report. And that report has a report number. So as you're typing the report, you're creating you're creating a report for the customer, and this report is being sent to upper management to actually review. So you're multitasking. You're listening to the customer, you're typing the customer's complaints, you're searching the application to see, okay, if customer is asking for a refund, if customer is asking for certain information, you are doing all of that. That's why 2 screens are very important. So one screen can be for verify the documents. The other screen, you're typing customers' information, customers' inquiry or complaints. Then afterwards, you can now start helping customer resolve his or her problems. I'll do a sit-down video during my break so that I can explain or give some scenarios of the kind of calls I've received over here, the pleasant ones, the unpleasant ones. I'll give you a little intro on a little insight to how I introduce myself when I receive calls. You might have called. Hey guys, so your girl is on break. This is currently 11 o'clock. I just wanted to use this period to talk to you guys. So this is my opening. Thank you for calling the name of the company. My name is Stella. How may I help you today? So the way my work, when I started the job, you have to be on a training for a period of time, and after that training, you're going to do something called mock calls. So if you pass your mock call successfully, if you pass your mock calls successfully, then you would be given the job, right? Although I don't think they'll reject you, they'll just train you more to be better at it. So let me give you tips on how to pass your mock calls. First thing I'll say is, do not be nervous. Take time, because there's always a call flow. A call flow is a flow of how the conversation should go, the things you should say. You should have an opening, which is what I just did. You should be empathetic towards the guest. Whenever a guest calls, always apologize, show empathy, use the words "I'm sorry," offer your help. How can I help you? Okay, I want to help you look into this. Thank you for calling. Thank you for bringing this to our notice. I want to help you look into this. Then also, when you put the customer on hold, always tell the customer, ask for permission before you put the customer on hold. Things like, can I put you on a brief hold while I help look into this? Can I put you on a brief hold while I help look into this? There's something called a refresher. It depends on the organization you're working with. Some organizations, you must refresh the customer once the customer has been on hold for like a minute or a minute 30 seconds or 3 minutes. You must go back to the customer and assure the customer that thank you for holding, that you're still looking into this for the customer, and you still want to put the customer on a brief hold again. So you must always refresh the customer so that there's not that dead air of silence, right? So these are the things you need to look out for while you're doing your mock calls. Mock calls is like fake calls. Obviously, the person calling you is not a real guest. It should be one of the supervisors that will call you just to try out and see if you're capable to receive calls from guests or customers. So you should, like I said, first of all, you should have an opening. Like I said, my opening is, thank you for calling, the name of the company. My name is Stella. How may I help you today? It depends on how you can just, switch it up a little bit. So you should have an opening. You should be empathetic. You should always offer service. You can say, I want to help you look into this, or I want to look into this for you. You should, when you're putting the customer on hold, you should always pre-inform the customer. Always refresh the customer, telling the customer you're still looking into this for him or her. Then try to use the name of the customer. In Nigeria now, we are used to say, oh, Mrs. this, Mr. that in my home country. But here you can call by their first name, or you use sir or ma'am. So it gives the customer a sense of, oh, she remembers my name, or she's attentive, she's listening to me. And do not speak over the guests or the customer. Like if a customer or guest is telling you their problems, ensure you listen to the tea. Do not speak over. Maybe you're like in a hurry, or maybe the customer is, repeating the same thing. You only just to listen. Maybe they are paying you per hour. Just listen to what the person. If I had a guest who narrated a story for 28 minutes. I somehow got lost in between that 28 minutes, but he narrated the story for 28 minutes, guys. So listen up. Then always provide a resolution. If it's something that has to be looked into by senior management, ensure you update the customer. If it's something you can solve at the moment, ensure you update the customer. So that's how the call goes. And all. What are the pros of working from home? What are the advantages? I'm at the comfort of my home. That cannot be taken away. 2, I am not paying transport. In a weather like Canada's weather that sometimes is extremely cold, I am not faced with that because I work from home. So whether it's rainy or whether it's sunny or whether it's snowing, it doesn't concern me. So that's 2. Then 3, so many things can happen. Like, for example, there was bus strike, and a lot of people found it difficult going to work. And yeah, so that can affect. You have to start using Uber, and you're like, how much am I earning? I'm using Uber every day, to and fro. Not only Uber, is a Uber. So that can also, staying at home doesn't give you that hassle. Then another thing is lastly, okay, not lastly, I also say there are other things. Like, I heard that in Canada there are 2 seasons. There's winter and there's construction, because during winter now, during the snow, they don't do road construction, so they do road construction during summer. So like now that the sun is shining, major roads are being worked on, so there are some places that bus will not even go through. So That one does not concern me because I work from home. Then I have the opportunity to prepare my child to school. Going out to work, you can also have the opportunity, but it gives you more time. And also to supervise my home and see what's going on in my home. Um, yeah, basically that's it. That's all I can think about right now. So that are the advantages for me. People can have, there's some people that have like babies or toddlers. I don't know how they can, do this, except they have, maybe you have a nanny that is taking care of a baby, but you don't want to leave the house, you still want to do work from home. They can be in a different room while, because you cannot have a crying baby in your background. So your nanny can be in a different room, or maybe your husband can be watching your child while you're doing this. So that is the advantage of work from home customer care. There are some customer care rules. Okay, so there are various things that I just want to chip in. First, I just want to say, be polite, be friendly, sound like you're smiling. There's a way you sound, and if you're not smiling, it would, the customer can tell, and the people listening to your calls on the quality end can also tell. So smile when you're talking, even if nobody's looking at you. When you smile, like the way I'm doing now, it would actually reflect. Be friendly, be polite, listen to your caller, to your customer, be empathetic, and I think basically that's just it. So the sky is your stepping stone. Okay, it's not your limits, so it's your stepping stone. A lot of these customer care jobs are actually transitional jobs. They're not jobs that and while you're on the job, keep applying. Don't just stop there and say, oh, okay, this one is paying my bills, because it's actually paying the bills and you're having some change left, right? But that's not where you didn't come to Canada to come and just do customer care for the rest of your life. So this is like a stepping stone. So me, I believe in anything I am given to do, I like to do it well. The Bible says something about, I don't know the actual part in the Bible, but it says he blessed the works of your hands, right? So if you're given a job, even if the littlest job, do it well, do it and do it well. Yeah, so don't be scared. Don't be scared. Customer care is not, it's tasking, but it's and they have, like I said, it depends on the organization you work for. You can have night shifts, you can have day shifts, you can have early morning shifts, afternoon shifts. But my shift has been quite constant. I've been doing 9 to 5. Previous week, previous month I did 10:30 to 7:30. So for people who have kids, like for mothers who have kids, I would advise that 9 to 5 frame, so that at least by 4:30 your children are returning from school, and it's just 30 minutes till you finish. So yeah. Okay, for interview, customer care interview, sometimes you have video interviews, sometimes you have oral interviews, sometimes you have face-to-face interviews. Just be yourself. If you watch my video about interview, you realize I mentioned that let your background be plain, dress corporately, dress corporate, and also ensure that you mention things like I love to solve problems, I love to communicate with people, I'm sociable, I'm calm, I do not let my emotions get the best of me, I'm a great listener, I'm a great communicator. Mention all those things, because those are the things that a customer care person actually needs to succeed in the job. Yeah. All right, now thank you so much for listening. See you in the next one. Please like this video, subscribe, share. I'll see you in the next one, okay? I'm your girl Stels. Bye.